We are in Antigua on our trip, and this day we became masters of rum. Hello everyone, my name is Wayne.
And I'm Rebecca.
And we are your Bourbon Journey.
Well, we're definitely your Bourbon Journey, but this is part 2 of our Caribbean Rum Trail. We're doing this little special because we decided while we were on a Caribbean cruise to visit a lot of rum distilleries. But this was a little bit different because it wasn't necessarily a rum distillery. Instead, it's where we become the master distillers. We become the masters of rum by creating our own bottles of rum. So that was a pretty interesting experience. It looked fascinating when we selected it to do on this particular day. The big stressor of the day was getting to the Academy of Rum, which unbeknownst to us was on the other side of the island. And it took us an hour to get there. So we're starting to panic thinking, ooh, we're not going to be done until 4 o'clock and our ship sails at 5:30. So we were a little nervous, to be honest, but we got there and it was gorgeous.
It was.
We got there about 30 minutes early. We typically do that. And we walked around. It's a beautiful beach. I think it's called Galleon Beach. There was a big cannon there, so we took some pictures of that. We got our picture in front of the floral display and walked around and saw people enjoying food and cocktails. And then we thought, well, that sounds like a good thing to do in this time. And unfortunately, there wasn't enough time because they were too busy and too backed up. So we couldn't have a cocktail or any food. Bummer.
Yep. So we waited around a little bit for our Academy of Rum extravaganza that we did.
We walked around and really got a feel for it. It was an outdoor experience. So it was warm and we picked our seats in the shade on purpose. It was really fascinating to walk around and see what we were going to be doing, try to get an understanding of what the process would be. There were 2 young ladies that were leading the experience, I would call it. And we each had our own table with a still on it. It's a really small stainless steel still. I'd say that 3 times fast. And they basically had the distillate ready and they would run it through when they were ready for us. So we did not make the rum. Our part of the process was flavoring it, finishing it, and bottling it too. So we had a lot of things to do, more than we've ever done in a regular distillery, I will say. It was really interesting. So what was one of the first things we did? Was that when we did the tasting first?
We did the tasting part first. They let us sample several different things that they had. And then from that point, we proceeded to start to try the different flavors that we were going to be adding to our rum.
Yeah, they had us keep a little cup and then put some of the distillate in there. And I could take vanilla and say, well, what does that taste like? Or what does peppercorn taste like? Or whatever it was. You could just pick anything. So we were tasting different flavors. And then they explained that the next step, once we had a flavor profile we enjoyed, then we would actually start putting together in a large blending beaker that we've actually seen at Wenzel Whiskey. They had the same kind of blending beaker, and they also did it J. Mattingly.
Yep.
Same type of thing that we've seen in Kentucky bourbon distilleries, which was interesting. So we played with it and played with it. We each came up with our idea of what we wanted to do. What was the first thing? We put our distillate in, Wayne?
We put in our distillate, which was 500
milliliters?
500 milliliters, yes.
We filled the beaker to there. And then they said we're supposed to go to 800 for the flavoring. So whatever your flavoring was, you could go equal parts. So you had to figure that out on the little line where each of your flavors should go. And then they had us proof it. And what did yours come out to?
75.
Yeah, and mine was like 84 or something like that. So I thought it was okay. She was thinking they should all be 80, but his came out a little low. At that point, she said we were supposed to add water to the 850 mark to proof it down. And we're like, proof it down?
I refused.
So
the lady was worried that it was going to be too strong. And we're like, look, I'm a bourbon drinker. I like high proof stuff to begin with. It's not going to matter. I know adding water is going to proof it down more. So when she walked off, I went ahead and took my beaker that I had extra distillate in and threw it in. So I got it to 850, and then I threw in a bunch of different flavors, which is why vanilla came up twice, because I ended up adding more vanilla to it to get it to 900.
Yeah, and I did the same thing. I finished mine off with distillate as well, and we were a little protesting there, I guess you would say.
Yes,
we went down our own path.
Well, the proof after got to 900, after doctoring it up, got to 100 proof. It got to the bottle and bond.
Then we made labels, and we'll tell you about that in a moment. We put the labels on the bottle, and then we filled the bottle, and then the person running the experience did the dipping of the wax. I was glad we had the wax on there. It's a little challenging to get it off today so we could open them. I'll share a little bit about what my bottle is all about, and we're going to taste that one first. Rebecca's creation is Your Bourbon Journey Does Rum. The flavor profile went with a 2-1-1 ratio, 50% vanilla, 25% cinnamon, and 25% ginger. The proof is 100, and it's supposed to give a profile overall in the gingerbread lane just because of the ginger and the cinnamon and the vanilla. So this is the first time we're actually tasting either of these since that day. We didn't get to taste them after we blended them, which is weird.
We didn't. This may taste like garbage for all we know.
We have no idea. We're doing it on camera. Because, yeah, once you bottle it, it was done, and we never got to even see what we had done. Let's see if it's got any legs or anything like that. We treat it like a bourbon tasting when we do anything. It's a little thin, but we'll see.
Got a little rim fill.
I'm definitely picking up some ginger on there.
I pick up vanilla.
Cinnamon.
Cinnamon, definitely.
But the ginger is almost like your favorite pickled ginger kind of thing happening.
It is. It's a good call. I probably wouldn't have even thought of ginger, but yeah, you're right. It's all three together, and probably the ginger is the most dominant.
I was looking for a flavor profile. I liked the idea of vanilla being the base, and then I decided I didn't want to go with the traditional Caribbean spiced rum. I wanted to try some other spices, so cinnamon and ginger seemed interesting to me. And it is getting some good legs.
It is forming legs, most definitely.
Cheers to my creation. Your bourbon journey does rum.
Cheers. That's a cinnamon red hot.
Yeah, and the ginger is on the back. Wow. I like it though.
It's cinnamon. It's got a very flavorful back, and then it gets into kind of a little bit of a peppery type flavor for me.
I'm just stunned. It went straight to the finish for me pretty quickly. That the finish is so long, and for me, it's so ginger on the finish. The first thing that hit the front of my tongue was vanilla. So I had that, and it was very creamy. I like the mouthfeel a lot. But the cinnamon is there, and the ginger makes it, like you said, a red hot. So the cinnamon becomes like a candy red hot almost. But then I thought it was predominantly ginger going down the finish. I'm going to have another sip, though. And blenders always say once they blend it, they do samples, and then when they put it in the giant vats, they don't know until it's sat there for a few days it's going to really marry and how it's going to be, and they usually retaste it. We didn't get a chance to do that. I like this, though. I think it's a very different rum profile.
Most definitely.
I've never had a rum that tastes like this before, so since it was a unique experience, that's how it should be.
Really cool. We will go ahead and do mine. I will go ahead and tell you a little bit about it. Wayne's creation is Wayne and Rebecca do rummy stuff. The flavors that I picked were cinnamon, spice, vanilla, and age, and it was a 100 proof. In this concoction, you would be looking for a Snickerdoodle or a French toast type vibe.
And talk a little bit about the age before we get into it, because I didn't do the age. They had a container, and they said the age would be added later. Is it their distillate that they also put like stave pieces in? I think that's how I understood it.
I believe that was it. And it basically had sort of an odd type of flavor, but I liked it because I wanted this thing to taste like it was a little bit older. And I got to the point with it because you have the squirt bottle that's like this tall.
You're like, squirt, squirt,
and
squirt,
you know,
squirt.
and you're pushing down on it. And the aged one was one of the bigger bottles that they had. I got so frustrated, like squirting the thing, I just took the cover off and started pouring it in. And that's what I did on the last 50% to get the bottle up to 900. But yeah, the age was okay. I really enjoyed the vanilla flavor the most.
And you used a little extra of that when you had some extra space at that one time.
I threw it all together as well.
But I am surprised if you look at the two bottles, they're almost identical in color. So using that age component, I did not use any of the age. they're still about the same color, so that's pretty interesting to me. But I guess it's more of a flavor profile.
I believe so. Color-wise, didn't do anything. And it really didn't look that dark when we had it straight.
In my mind, yours sounds like, I know it's rum, but it sounds more like a bourbon profile,
That's
right?
what I wanted.
Cinnamon, vanilla, age. So you're kind of getting all those things that we often get on a bourbon.
Yeah, I wasn't looking for things like lime or coconut. I was looking for kind of a traditional bourbon type.
And to be honest, I was going for the spicy note because I was thinking what might be interesting later on to use with a cocktail. I was thinking maybe mine would be good with a cocktail. That's why I went for some spicy notes. But let's see what your nose has to offer. Yeah, it's definitely different on the nose.
It's vanilla. I mean, I'm getting a lot of vanilla, which is what I was hoping for.
I also think it's not as in your face as my nose was. My nose with the ginger is just popping in your face. This has got some subtleties that I think are really nice.
It's very soft and very sweet profile. It's totally opposite of myself, ladies and gentlemen. I'm really brash and kind of in your face.
I'm getting a very light cinnamon, where this is more of a red hot. This is a very soft cinnamon.
I'm mainly getting the vanilla, but the cinnamon is really, really light when you get into it.
Yeah, going a little deeper, it's almost a floral note for me.
I actually really like the nose on this.
It's almost honey-like, which is weird. He didn't use anything like that in it.
Well, let's try it. I've been waiting since the trip to try this. So, cheers to my rummy adventure. Cheers.
Cheers.
It tastes exactly like it smells.
Yeah, and it's definitely a softer profile than mine. The age does come through on the palate, though. I think it didn't on the nose, but I'm getting some of that age feel on the palate. It's got great legs, too, by the way.
I am getting cinnamon and I'm getting vanilla. And the vanilla takes the lead and the cinnamon all of a sudden jumps in, and they actually go together throughout the entire taste. I'll tell you, whatever blender put this together, ladies and gentlemen, was an expert.
I'm also getting some of your spice. So it's almost an allspice feeling for me. I think that's one of the reasons your cinnamon isn't as harsh. It's more of that Caribbean spice flavor is a little bit more melded together. I'm getting that traditional spiced rum feel to it as well, which I like.
And for me, the spice kind of comes toward the back. So it's very interesting that the components that I put together are all hitting at different areas on my palate.
The thought was it might be like a French toast or a snickerdoodle. Snickerdoodle's hitting for me. That sweet flavor of cinnamon and sugar cookie thing happening with that little bit of allspice coming forward. I think it's good. I'm not sure that we're the same proof, but I'm not sure your finish is quite as long as mine was, but I think mine was because the ginger was leading that finish.
Oh, ginger took it over.
But this is a nice medium to long finish. It's just softer. Everything about it just seems softer. So what did you think?
I liked it. We definitely, like you said, wanted to concoct two different things. We actually did it, and I'm very pleased with both. I would not be afraid to unscrew this cap later on and drink it. I would not be embarrassed to offer to people I know. It is a very good rum in both cases. And it was a really good experience. And when all was said and done, they handed us certificates that declared that we are masters of rum.
Woohoo!
And a little shout out to Mark Rucker, the master of bourbon. I'm now master of rum. So we're going to have to get together and rub elbows because I know what it's like now to be you.
And pro tip, we had hired in advance a driver that was going to take us there and a same driving company to take us back. If you are ever on a cruise ship and want to do this experience, which I highly recommend, I also highly recommend using their booking system when you book with Academy of Rum to book your private transportation. It really wasn't more money than using a taxi, to be honest. And we had someone waiting for us as soon as our event was over with, and he got us back in 45 minutes. I just felt more comfortable that if I had someone booked that was booked by the organization that we were going to, they would know where it was and how to get to and from the cruise ship. And I think that was a wise thing to do. We got back to the cruise ship with 45 minutes to spare, and we were able to watch some other people running to get on the ship.
Yeah.
So we sat up on the deck and
we
watched
saw
people,
that.
watch people running, trying to get there before it sailed away.
That was a lot of fun because we were drinking champagne and we were getting ready for the ship to take off, and People were running up to try to get on board.
And then they were sending golf carts to pick people up and help them get back and stuff like that.
To the credit of the ship, nobody was left behind. And we may have been 5 or 10 minutes delayed, so it worked out really well.
Yeah. Again, I recommend it.
I would do it again.
It was a very fun experience. And now we know so much more about rum than we did before. And we're going to have one more episode of Your Bourbon Journey Does Caribbean Rum next Tuesday. Join us again. So we're going to have one more to go.
So I'm going to lift my glass as
I'm going to lift mine.
And I want to thank the Academy of Rum for giving us the opportunity to become masters of rum. It was a lot of fun, and it was a great experience. If you like what we do, hit the subscribe button. Always remember to drink responsibly. Today, drink some rum. If you got something from the Caribbean, go ahead and drink it and enjoy it. Cheers.
Cheers.